It's your boy Dustin from the Flying Chairs, the Rise podcast, and today, oh shit, you won't believe it, I got my good friend Rona back for, I don't know how many times you've been on. I feel like half my podcast has you in it. Either if you're not in it or not, I talk about Iceland a shit ton, and that's what we're gonna dabble in today. But yeah, Rona, how you been in general since I seen you?
Brilliant. I'm on the train.
Yes, I see that.
Welcome to trains in Norway.
Every time we meet up, we always have different scenery with you in the back. That's what makes it more fun to have you on.
Yes, and that's kind of, I think it's like almost becoming my muse that I keep, supplying you with new fun scenery.
Yes.
But I think that shows just, how interesting and awesome this show is. I'm not letting it go for nothing.
You're amazing. And Rona is awesome. She has a long history of knowing her homeland of Iceland and all the mysteries there and all the, well, I like to have the ancient astronaut connection with the legends of Iceland with Thor and Odin, and we talked about the dwarves and elves that live in this parallel universe with Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
And more than half the population of Iceland believes that these people exist. And they do.
Oh yeah, it's
in the government.
It's all, yeah, it's not, it's less believing, more that we just accepted that we share reality.
That is amazing. And I wish I had something that awesome in my culture that we relate to parallel universe beings that we've been involved since the dawn of time. But no, I love to actually I was watching the newest Ancient Aliens episode, and they talked about all these Nordic gods and their connections with the humans and what was worshipped and what was yeah. And then I think it was a lot of misunderstood technology that the humans on Earth were witnessing with these gods that they physically were witnessing, and they believed these were blood and flesh gods. Like these people fought wars and had differences, like how Loki too is this little trickster god in between. And then you had these dwarfs that are not gods, they're not humans, they're like this mixed breed of something, but they interact with the gods so much where they're building weapons for the gods and other things and other magical things that only the gods can really wield. I was hearing about even Odin's 8-legged horse that he rides in the night or in the sky with fire trailing behind him. I mean, that's just this so technically, like a person in the Stone Age sees that it can relate it to something that you would ride or something with flight and with fire. It's just like what? And then the weapons too that Odin had. It was just that spear too. I think it was like it never misses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The horse name is Sleipnir, and it is actually an offspring of Loki when he was in a mare form, fleeing and fighting because he had stolen stuff from Even, of course, being a jerk, and he was hiding from the other gods. And he went into sheep, and another horse called Silverdotter impregnated him, which ended up giving birth to Sleipnir, detained as Odin's force. So Sleipnir was actually a son of Loki, but when Loki was a mare.
Okay.
Fun fact.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. And then there's these other gods that had other real awesome magical powers or even technology. Who's the god of fertility? Was it Frida? The god of fertility?
Yeah, Freya. Absolutely.
Yeah, Freya. Yeah. She talks about she's able to have this device where she can carry boats load of ammunition and weapons and even fit the gods in it. And she could fold it all up in this origami little thing and then stick it in her pocket. until she needs to go where she
Mm.
needs to go, and then she releases it all. And I was like, whoa, like another technological, misunderstanding of what humans might have witnessed, right? I was just like, well, that's amazing too to think about. And even like on the battlefields of some of the Vikings and they would go to war, they talk about these gods of women flying in horses that would take the brave ones
Yeah,
to
Valkyries
Valhalla.
or
Valhalla.
Valkyries. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
Valkyries, Valkyries. Yeah, those were very important uh, to claim the fallen ones, and also
Yes.
those my Hamrun, my actually is also it's the name of the Valkyries that went to sea, went to the ocean to pick up fallen souls that were lost at sea.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the Valkyries had a very important, and they were really respected by the gods and seen as a loyal, really loyal warriors of Valhalla. Very important women
And I think there's parts
and
of
very
Norway and
respected.
Sweden. I think
Feared as
even
well.
Norway, don't you like still practice when people die, they put them on a boat, like a Nordic boat or like a and kind of they set it out to sea and they would light it on fire so their spirit would go up to the gods.
Mm,
And I mean, it's maybe more of an
mm.
ancient practice. On maybe
Well,
they don't do it as much anymore.
in Norway, where I live, there is these graves, these grave sites, and
Hmm.
they're very holy, where they have used like sonar to see, because they don't dig them up. These are so holy that you don't get to touch it. And
Hmm.
but there are ships there dug underneath, and in them, great warriors and great chiefs and women buried with their horses, even,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they don't touch them. And yeah, they are like mile from my home. These very
Wow.
great burial grounds of Borre, Borre. And once a year there is this Midgard flute where people from all the world come and celebrate Viking culture in a longhouse in a Viking village, which
Yeah.
is present there from before. And awesome bands like uh, Vardruna and Nick and yeah, these bands that play really authentic music from this era come and play and entertain. So if that is of interest, I really recommend the Midgardsblot in
Okay.
Borre. It is
Yeah.
pretty epic.
Yeah. I just thought the practice of that, or even viewing these people
Mm,
being dying on the battlefield and taken away by these gods with
mm,
fire and smoke, where they kind of like they kind of continued that tradition when other people died in their villages. They send them
mm,
off in these boats and then they take arrows with fire and they shoot them at the boat and they would have it on fire and their soul will go up to the gods. It's kind of like mimicking somewhat of what happened maybe realistically with these gods actually viewing war, because we have these gods right now that I think there's a lot of UFO activity during wartime.
mm.
We have Russia and we have you not Russia. Well, yeah, Russia and
Oh yeah,
Ukraine fighting, and then we have
yeah.
what's happening in the Middle East. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more UFO sightings popping off over there because they're also interested.
Mm. I mean, we can play with a lot of theories there, but what is already known is that the Egyptian pyramids originally were functioning as a nuclear power plant. They
Yes,
had these metals on the top, gold and copper, that was both
yes,
isolation and empowerment, and then they have water pools underneath.
yes.
And it is already known that these were sightings of massive power. So if we think in terms of physics or in those realms, what is energy, and has it really changed or increased the lessons? And when we tap into this amount of energy, what portals are we opening? Because you are just you are just yeah, what's it called? Inviting in that same type of energy that opened up a lot of things. So I find it quite both like swapping out theories and looking what has happening, connecting some dots. Absolutely, it doesn't surprise me. And why shouldn't it? Really,
Hmm.
if we are using wavelengths or that type of energy that is recognized by other dimensions and such, what is to say that we are not opening up or welcoming in that energy?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, it would absolutely not surprise me. And as we have spoken of before, that we are very much aware of dimensions in Iceland. We are very much aware of that they exist, and we are very much aware of what has come through them. And the dwarfs just being a race, one of the race in one dimension. At that time, which is both known and recognized as a dimension with their own race.
Hmm.
So I mean, they were masters of craft that un, unprecedented craftsmanship of using physics and master engineering.
Yes.
And people have been dabbing into this for quite a long time, uh, into what is, you know, the human mind doesn't always comprehend that the massive structure of it, of what we like some people call magic, or you know they don't, yeah, they don't comprehend what type of energy often exists, and then therefore like research isn't isn't reaching into that area. But those who have know of the magnitude and the possibilities it offers. So am I surprised, or is it like unfathomable that in times of using energy that small minds don't even understand
Yes.
what can do? I think it would be almost stranger if we had none activity or none
Yeah. Right.
interference while while soaking in or playing with stuff we should not be playing with if you do not understand what it can do.
Right.
So
No, I feel like
it,
there's a. I love how there's a lot of when I was watching Ancient Aliens, they were talking about the wormholes that might have these connections where the gods can come back and forth easily, or and they talk about the
hmm,
the ancient ones talk about the rainbow road or the rainbow,
Everest,
yeah, where the gods
yeah,
ride back and forth. But humans, if they get on that, they burn. They just
hmm,
die. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds almost so much more technically advanced, where how like these gods can set the bridges of the rainbow,
hmm,
and no, I found that more fascinating too. And then they dug up these Viking swords
hmm,
recently that had these weird, I forgot what it said, like something wolf or wolf something. They were trying. No one really knows where these things came from, but the steel of it was just like what might have made what the dwarfs might have made, like for humans. Actually, maybe there was
hmm,
one dwarf that was making some sort for some part of the humans, not just the gods. But this
hmm,
technically advantage or higher advantage than any other race around that area at the time, especially with the boats too.
hmm,
They were just so
hmm,
well built for long voyages across heavy
yeah,
seas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane. And then I mean, I found this was fascinating was the sunstone. And they talk about this in the scriptures too. The gods might have gave these kind of like the I like to think about like the boomerang was given to the Aborigines up in
Mm,
Australia, and this is kind of like the sunstone was given to these people to navigate the seas even on super cloudy days. So like it's like somewhat of a crystal block, and then it has like these two little dots that are in it, and then if you focus on the cloudy day and you move it around to find the sun, the brighter these little dots turn super black, like just jet black.
mm.
So you know you're like that's where the sun is. So it's just like so you can again how these people have known how to figure out that the certain stone you can see this unless the gods were like, hey, check this out. And they're like, whoa.
Absolutely.
And
There's
apparently
too
they've
much
been
that
using it
is,
for thousands of years after that.
yes. And there's too much that isn't like that has not been explained. We have a man here from Norway,
Hmm.
Einar is called, and he has been studying the songs and 5D
Hmm.
for like I think 2 decades, and he is one of like the masters when it comes to building these texts and understanding the massive complexity of it. And yet he says that that what A.H. Skallagrimsson wrote and these great Vikings, the the, the the technology of it and the technical term of it, it is unmatched. It is just unmatched. And it's
Yeah.
almost like a language that cannot he cannot get into. It is our minds can't comprehend that kind of communication, which tells us like something. Well, tells us not where I come from. It's more like confirming that we live with these dimensions and kaffe. Mm, yeah, you're welcome.
I was
Jag
gonna
tar en
say,
kaffe.
I can imagine what people were turning their heads when you were talking about fairies and gods. They're like, "Whoa, what? Aliens?"
No, but truly, I find this so fascinating because we grow up understanding that we had portals that were open before, and there was other beings, other dimensions, other races, kind of like we would like interact with Iceland going to India, or India
Sure.
going to Canada, or Canada going to Denmark
Yep.
with that kind of courtesy and with that kind of we work together better than and there was a higher form of communication, there was higher form of like understanding there.
Yes.
and yet and yet we see, especially from the Norse mythology, that like the gods had human like flaws.
Yes, they did.
They
Yep.
were, yeah, they were impulsive, and they were
Jealous.
sometimes sneaky, jealous. They were greedy. They were horny. They were like they could be violent, but there was always this certain amount of respect between races.
Mm.
Uh, like, but most fear was like Jotunheim. That was what they feared, the Jotuns, and therefore they made the bridge Bifrost, the rainbow,
Yeah.
because if the ice giants would touch it, they would melt.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And the oracle had said that there will come a day of reckoning where this channel, where this reality will be broken, and we thought of it as like, our Earth, or our planet, or such as. But what turned out to be was the connection between that, these portals that we had all over the world, in where we see signs of it, like in Egypt, in Argentina, in Peru, and where these vibrations are, where the portals used to be. The connection between, if you might want to use the Yggdrasil as a kind of like a form of a drawing to understand it, but our world was a part of many, nine
Yes.
dimensions,
Yep. Yep.
and the connection between these dimensions was what was sacrificed at Ragnarok. So, and therefore, when the gates came crashing down, a lot of different races from other dimensions were cut off from their world, and
Hmm.
stranded here. Trolls,
Oh.
and dwarves, and elves,
Yep.
and everything of this just kind of melted into, yeah, what came to be. But we see so massive jump between the what we had of complex technology, massive complex technology,
Hmm.
15, 20,000 years ago, up to 10,000 years ago, um, where there was this was such highly, like, evolved world. And today we it feels like we're trying to get there, but we kind of can't, because we're missing these these great minds that understand how to both handle this energy, and how to mold it, how to use it. We just end up blowing ourselves up.
Yeah.
We cannot, we do not have that touch, that massive craftsmanship and engineering of how to use nuclear power to
Yeah.
mold things, to really work for us, to create new, like like unseen connections. Stephen Hawking has been talking about for a long time that wormholes exist, and this isn't a shocker.
Yep.
He was very much aware of it, and
Yep.
that we could actually, and there are many around us. They're just tiny. We don't see it.
Right. Like I get like back to the swords that I just mentioned before. There's there was no technology at that time to be melting that kind of steel together and make it. Some of that shit was still sharp when they were pulling it out of the dirt. Like the
Mm,
blade was still sharp. Like, but
mm,
again, it's just like these must have been made from the dwarfs of these legends, especially when they must have made this imprint on some of these swords with their. I don't know if it was the maker's name or whoever clan that was or what the fuck it
mm,
was. Again, this shows that there's ancient misunderstood technology and forbidden
yeah.
archaeology, right? The stuff
Mm,
that shouldn't exist in mankind because it wasn't, it wasn't. I don't think what steel stuff was being really made in like the late
yeah, it's
1800s
it's
and
it's
shit. Like what the fuck?
metals, and
Like certain metals
metals.
that this are you got
Yeah.
to be a super you got to be at the lava pits
Mm.
probably to melt some of that shit. I don't know.
And some of those that are not known to be found here, they are known to be found in space, but not
Yes.
here.
Yes.
So, oh, of course, like, but what frustrates me is, why not just release this knowledge?
I
Why
know, right?
are they sitting on it? Why is it hidden? We don't hide the fact that we have hidden people in Iceland. We can't. There is too much connection. There's too many sightings. There are too many interactions with them. If you fuck with them, they will fuck you right back.
Exactly.
And the government, even the government
Yes.
understands this.
Yes. And even like they tell the tourists not to throw rocks in Iceland because
Not
you might
yeah.
hit one of these interdimensional beings and you might just upset one of them or they kidnap your ass. And yes, there have been sexual relationships with other islanders of Iceland
Hmm.
uh, throughout the centuries. And you said they go
Yeah.
back and forth between the dimensions and they actually
Hmm.
just disappear from the island
They
because I'm
disappear.
pretty sure the other dimension is way more beautiful.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine.
I know it, and reading the tellings and reading this or hearing stories from
Yes.
locals, you kind of just go like, would I just bloody might go for a Legolas. I mean,
Oh shit.
but yeah, but then again, we really should stay and work together on sorting this mess of humanity out.
Yeah, isn't it going down the drain pretty fast? I say,
Oh,
man,
it's going so
Trump
fast.
is making the world go down the toilets.
Well, he's just one of many forces of this world where we are, we are gonna have to take a stand, and I think this is like pushing humanity into like we need to like check, like look within and understand what do I choose to stand by. I find this was inevitable in many ways.
Hmm.
Yet when the time is here, it feels like we are in a place like you have read about in so many times throughout the lifetime of this earth, and we are going to have to, make a decision.
Hmm.
Really make a decision because what has gone down is unforgivable. It is unforgivable. It cannot be changed. It cannot be taken back. But what is that we choose to salvage from this? How do we choose to come back from this? That I think is going to be what judges judges us in the end.
Yeah.
What and how? What do we choose, and how do we choose to come back from this? And really, we have seen that, and it is about to become understood by people, thankfully, that we are many against few. The government it's just it's like an invisible pompous piece of nothing. Really, you cannot hurt us if we decide to take you down. I mean, you can, and you might hurt a few of us. You might make a dent in humanity. True, but we can eradicate you all. Literally, if every human decided to, we could wipe out any government we choose to. Absolutely. But we need to like understand that we need to like figure out a new way of governing, new way of living that evolves around celebrating each other, differences, culture. And I think the Norse history, the like Norse mythology, is such a great example of if you choose to live side by side with your neighbor, would it be your neighboring dimension, neighboring country, neighbor from, neighboring town, or the neighbor beside you? Celebrate our differences and collide or aid each other, or just live in peace. Really, we would benefit so greatly, and then start to do something different. Use your brain matter on what can we do with energy other than making weapons.
Hmm.
Like literally, is there nothing else we can do than make weapons? Like seriously, can we not do great things and it doesn't involve shooting down like this paranoia? Uh, we need to fight them because they are gonna fight us. How do you know? How
Hmm.
do you know? Why should they care? Why should they care? This I'm really, really, really tired of this agenda that, you need to be prepared with weapons to fight this other nation if they come. And
Yeah.
this has been like beaten into people's brain for like 30, 40 years. Russia is coming, China is coming. Really? Seriously? I mean, all right, have like your backup plan, but this heavy duty paranoia, I think it's done something really terrible with us.
Yes.
Just, be afraid of your neighbor, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. And my ancestors, like, the biggest shame, the biggest, like, the most pathetic thing you could be was to be afraid.
Mm.
And therefore I find people that like especially like these white supremacists that say that they choose to live by their Viking nature, and you just kind of go like, oh, that is so
Mm.
sad. You really misunderstood it. If you are afraid of other cultures, you need to go like and put on your, you know, boy pants on, because you would never get into Valhalla ever.
No.
If different food cultures or different religion, if that scares you to that point that you need to be like racist about it, nah, sweetheart, nah,
No.
you're not going into Valhalla. You're not even going into Valheim. You're not going into Folkvangur. You're probably just gonna end up in some, in between dump or something, something tragic.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
No, but but
crazy.
but but I feel at the same time I feel really fortunate, blessed, and generally just lucky to be living through these times.
Yes.
Just that I am sailing along the timeline during this time, during such a massive awakening. Like,
Yes.
people are beginning to understand that we are so connected that you can actually, like, a massive crowd of people can bring a thought wave to such heights that it affects other people, that we are starting to understand what great um, gifts we have. And people are getting so sick of this propaganda around war and fear, and this mongering, and billionaires. People are just sick of it. Like,
Hmm.
there's nothing to look up to there anymore. It's just pathetic. And the shift is definitely here, where we, like, I think we might choose just to not have this system anymore. And therefore I feel like so lucky to be living in these times. So
Yes.
lucky.
Yes. I think we're living in exciting times of seeing something crazy happening. Either if it's war or peace, or if it's intergalactic beings coming in
Mm.
this. Do you hear about this asteroid or mothership
Mhm.
coming? So yeah,
Yep.
that could all bring
Absolutely.
us together too. If it is a
Yeah.
hostile thing or if it's a peaceful thing, I think that'd be a big awakening for
Mm.
all of us, right? Like just to start all over. Religion would be pushed
Aren't
aside.
yeah, aren't we like beyond that thing where, because I feel like we made so many movies about every angle it could go. Every
Yes.
angle. You name it.
Yes,
You name it.
you're right.
And what we've always concluded is that if if we attack first, everybody gets upset. Everybody
Yes.
gets like, you shouldn't have shot them. Everybody. You just get this feeling, you dumb shit.
Yes.
Do not fucking shoot aliens. They're nicer than you.
Yeah.
Fuck. Only in the movie Aliens, where they figured out then that they were transporting fighting machines, which eventually Alien is, that kind of like wasn't supposed to come here.
Yeah.
In that case scenario, we are fucked either way. Not even Sigourney Weaver could, take care of that creature.
Yeah. She had to make three other movies.
But I would love to meet like predators, kind of.
Yeah.
They are, yeah, epic, epic. No, but I find that we have, if there's anything we have proven to ourselves, that we have allowed ourselves to sink to the very depths of low in intelligent, like, we've allowed us to sink so low, and just basically to the point where we are closer to cavemen than we are to the Egyptians and the Maoris, and like we are far, we are way off
Yes.
the Mayans and not the Maoris. But then again, we have so much intelligence, and there are people walking this earth that have so much to contribute with in forms of new way of living, like floating villages that are gonna be like, living like ocean wise, where they are building these three massive cities on floating blocks that are going to be
Yes.
self-sustainable, that can, have it between 25 to 75,000 people
That's
with
insane.
like magnets underneath that attract corals,
Whoa.
so that you can start to recreate reefs. Like,
Huh.
why aren't we celebrating these people?
Yes. Why wouldn't we?
Why are we giving attention to these reefs with money and really low intellectual standards,
Yeah.
instead of like giving our full focus to the people that enrich this earth?
Get that knuckle dragging president out of here. No, you're right. It's just
No,
why.
I'm not talking about. I'm not gonna shame, I'm not gonna shame Donald Trump. I'm not. He is doing what he was taught to do.
Yeah.
He grew up in a family which this was the way of doing things, and he is doing it to his best ability. And like, I don't agree with a lot of it. I don't, but I can absolutely understand his ambition.
Sure.
But sadly, it has a negative. It has a big negative effect on people, and I can see that, and I find it truly sad. But I find myself in a place where I do not wish to judge anybody, and
Sure.
not those who support him or go against him. I think it's like a deeply personal thing. What I do say though is that it is about time that we really start to figure out what do you carry inside your moral compass. Like,
Sure.
it's really about time that we reset our moral compass, and what you choose to do with yours is going to be like what I feel about you. Because there is in no situation do we have to go the violent way. There are so many choices. There's so many roads to travel, other than, shoot and kill and be afraid and paranoid.
Yes.
So many choices, and they are so much more fun,
Yes.
and they're so much more giving and enriching, like, there is so much like culture and beauty and music and food and history to be shared and cherished and celebrated. And like, the last thing we need is actually like 2-point guns, and that goes out to all the world, not just
Yes.
like, presidents, but every culture. I truly hope people start to like reset your compass, like, pull down your fear. I don't understand how we got to this point that we are so afraid of each other that we choose to like pull up a weapon before words or gestures. or hello, how are you doing?
Hmm. Hmm.
How did you get to this point? I think that's what we should really like study and change.
Yeah, you're right. There's
And I
this
think
weird phenomenon of
kindness
divide.
is the greatest. Kindness would be the greatest weapon to pull, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like celebrate Norwegian, no, not Norwegian, Norse culture because they truly understood the enrichment of getting introduced to different cultures. What can I share with you, and what could you share with me instead?
Yes.
Mm,
Perfect trade.
perfect trade. And if you're still not happy, go to Iceland and find an elf.
The easiest way would probably be throwing rocks every which way.
That then you get them mad, and
Let
then
me
you
get
don't
mad
get
at
like the nice treatment. Nothing nice is gonna come out of that.
it. No, I just find it amazing that again, maybe I'm just making more of awareness for people who haven't heard of Iceland's phenomenon, and the fact that the people there, more than half the population and the government, take this very, very seriously.
Mm,
They again won't make roads or won't move certain rocks or any rocks
hmm.
without gaining the permission of the elves. So it has to be
Yeah.
some sort of federation with the government. I don't know if some guy or two guys and men in black have to go find the certain place. There is a secret place where there's a thin portal. They just have to just wiggle themselves in through, like whoa, like Jello, and they're in this land.
Mm,
Or again, how that just sparks my curiosity. How's the communication uh, with the humans and the elves happen, or is it all in secrecy? I mean, it must, because not
no.
everybody is allowed to be intermingling with these elves,
Mm,
or trying to. Are there people who are destined to find the entrance to this other worlds, just to escape this world that they're not happy with? Because I can only imagine how much more awesome the other world is. Oh my God.
mm. Yeah, I mean, there are descriptions of children that have gone visiting,
Yes,
that,
yes.
got invited by Hultu children to their world and they came back. But I think that the root lies in that if you if you are born generation after generation in a place that is very with a thin veil, with a thin lining, with a very vibration, alive earth, I think you're more prone to being open.
Mm,
If you would call it psychic, if you would call it seeing, if you would call it sensitive. And therefore, I think the people are more open to communication. Everybody can train it up, but it takes a certain dedication of understanding the building of the mind and opening certain energy stations in the brain that are open to waves. That would be like brain waves and vibrations. So like frequencies.
hmm.
And I mean, if you look, for example, if you take, for example, children with autism, they're nonverbal, or
Yes,
disabled
yes.
children, and the
They have psychic abilities. A lot of them.
well, they can telepathically talk to their parents,
Yes, yes. I've seen
and
a
their
documentary
parents
about
are,
this.
yeah,
Yes.
yes, and they recently just started like really researching this, and this is something that they're not born with, but they just open it up.
Yep.
So therefore, there's nothing that says that you cannot open it. If
Hmm.
you get a thought, and if you spend a lot of time with a person, and then you kind of get a thought and you look at them and they say that thought you had. I mean, this is one of the ways. This is kind of like just like slowly opening up, but we can all do it. We have the receptors to do it. We just kind of lost the ability to.
Hmm.
But in certain circumstances, if you do not have the communication of word, you essentially, especially these children, they have these type of structure in their brain are really strong, and the
Mm.
parents start to like connect to it. So I think we can all absolutely train ourselves to open it, but unless you kind of like get, you know, open to that fact of your brain, and you can do so much more than you know, and studying yoga and studying the yoga teacher and Sanskrit, the Bhagavad Gita and the Yoga Sutras, there are like they totally were into this sort of communication. They were
Oh yeah.
so, their brains were so open, the station in their brains were so open and sensitive to this, that they could really reach a higher state of consciousness. And studying and training meditation is kind of a way of training your brain to get up into this level of consciousness. So it's not like there's no evidence, or that people can't do it. A lot of cultures in this world are truly practicing this every day.
Hmm.
We just kind of, a lot of this Western world has just lost the understanding of how usual it is,
Hmm.
and therefore like really closed ourselves down to so many possibilities. We made our world really much poorer, and but by opening it up, and you advocating for our culture and our openness, which is like a lot similar to like Indian culture and Hinduism, and there it's just
Sure.
it's just on a different level, but it's very similar.
Yeah.
It I mean, all of these kind of facts and truths, they hopefully will reveal to parts of the world that we can dive into a much richer world. We can do so much with our resources, and and we can create so magnificent things that enriches our lives and our future. And they have nothing to do with violence.
No, that's
And we need
beautiful.
that. We
Yeah.
definitely need that now. Absolutely. You
Damn.
go, girl.
No, yeah, I kind of wish these Nordic gods would come back and show themselves in the flesh again, to see what's up, you know? That'd be so cool. I'm surprised you don't go back to Iceland. You don't have a line of elves at your door trying to get to know you.
Well, not last time. I went to a funeral there last time I was there, but in
Oh,
last summer I was traveling around the southern part of Iceland, and you can sense it anywhere, everywhere.
cool. That's
Around the
awesome.
volcanoes, we were at the roots of Hekla. It's a really massive volcano, and the earth and the atmosphere is just electrifying.
That's so
And
cool.
yeah, it is, and it's that kind of place that if you choose to go out into nature with nothing but a sleeping bag or a sheepskin or whatever, and just stay there for a week, you will go through so much shit. It is absolutely brilliant.
Oh man.
And if I would go there around the times that I know that the elves are migrating,
Okay.
and
When
and
was that?
definitely love.
Well, guess
It's
what?
it's a
I'm sorry.
it's around Solstad, like summer solstice
Oh, cool. Okay.
in June, and
In
then
June.
they truly migrate a lot about that time. So yeah, and I have a lot of people that has like booked a put in a request of next time that if I do a pilgrim voyage to migrate with the elves, then I won't be doing that alone.
Okay. Cool. Now I was gonna surprise you that my family. I never been to Europe, and my family has been to Europe a long, long time ago. But we all kind of got together, and we want to do a Europe trip, and we're all thinking of where to go. And I was like, I said Iceland and Norway, and everybody's saying they're down for that. So we're looking into some tickets to maybe go to Iceland or Norway. Uh, so yeah, I'll be in your neck of the woods sometime soon. So if you're thinking like the elves are more prevalent around June, that'd be
Hmm.
cool to shoot for something like that. No, that'd be cool. I'd love to meet you in the flesh, and you could give us a tour
Mm.
around Iceland and stuff. That'd be really cool.
You just let me know and I'll clear my schedule. And I've said like if you're ever around these woods, you will be my guest. And I
Yeah,
would love to show you, give you the full tour. And if you really bring your family, that would be even more amazing.
yeah, my mom and dad,
Absolutely
and my
brilliant.
sister. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So
That
yeah,
is
I'll keep.
awesome.
I'm gonna keep in touch with you on either if it's Norway or if it's Iceland, because yeah, we're just trying to find some cheaper tickets. Because there's
Mm,
places around Europe that are more expensive than others. But I found
they
out
are.
that Iceland is one of the cheapest places to go. So
Mm, yeah. Who knew?
who knew
Who,
the
who
the
knew?
magic land? It would be the cheapest place to go.
But I always say to like, if you can travel with a local, travel with a local, because
Yes,
just avoiding the tourist traps and really getting to go into the depth of the culture.
yes,
That
that's what I want. Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
you don't get that if you travel with the tourist
Yeah, I don't want that.
attraction. The party going on in Oslo.
Well, cool. Well, hey, Rona, I'm gonna get going myself. I'm gonna get some food, but hey, I just wanted to catch up with you. I'm so glad I did, and we talked more about some of the stuff we haven't really talked about before. So yeah, that was really
Mm.
dope, and I'm so excited to have
Oh,
you back on
likewise.
my show again. I would love to have you back because I love kicking the shit with you, and the fact that
Yeah,
we're gonna have to have some more connections and communication, especially if I'm planning a trip to come see yous.
oh
Come
my
on, hang out with
God.
Rona.
Yeah, doesn't I mean, like truly, we would be delighted to have you. And yeah,
Oh,
truly meeting you in the flesh and let's go UFO sighting because
yes, do it. Yes.
In Norway there are hotspots for
Yes, they
UFO
are.
sightings, and
Yes.
I really didn't know that until I start talking with you and catching up a little. These things start to catch my interest and my attention. And there
Yes.
are hotspots in Trondheim and Jotunheim for UFO sightings.
Sweet. I'm so excited.
Hmm.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I would love to check that out.
Yep. No, so the only thing I got to do is just update my passport. That's the only thing I got to do. But yeah, other than that, I'm ready. I just got to set a date
Awesome.
and talk with my family more. So I'll tell them that I talked to you, and then that'd probably give them more motivation to get going.
Lovely.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we need to do like a chat outside, and I would love to like, yeah, have a
Yes.
like
Yes.
FaceTime.
You'll love my family. They're Sicilians.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Italiani.
Italiano. Oh,
Italiano.
excellent, excellent. Brava.
Excelente. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like brushing up on those small notes of Italian that I
Yeah.
recently learned. My sister is married to an Italian man, so yeah, I
Cool.
could absolutely do with a little bit of brush up on my
Well, you don't
very
speak it
little
fluently.
Italian.
We can just have some fun with it. Fun. I'm so excited. Well, thank you again, Rona. That was so awesome seeing your beautiful face again today.
Dustin, likewise, likewise. I always have great fun, and we dive into such magnificent directions and conversations, and the depth of it is just absolutely brilliant.
Aw, that means a lot to
And
me.
I hope there wasn't that much of a background noise, but
No, I understood you. There was a
yeah,
little bit, but that's all
brilliant.
right. That's fine.
Yeah.
Again, it just makes
Oh
for the
yeah.
scenery. Again,
Yeah, we are in Oslo Centrum, so
wow, look at that place. But
yeah,
tell your husband I said what's up. I saw him walking around earlier too.
yeah,
There he is.
there it is.
Hey.
There he is.
Cool. Well, thank you for having again for his patience and everything. That was awesome. That was great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Well,
Well, you
you have a lovely weekend, and again, love the show. Love to
thank
be
you so
here.
much.
I adore our conversations, and I cannot wait to the next time.
Sweet. Thank you so much. You're
Thank
amazing.
you.
The highlight of my day was you. All right,
Well,
stick with me for 2 more minutes.
I will.